Good day, everyone. It is our pleasure to be part of this year's first LSET Research Conference on Special Needs and Inclusive Education. And indeed, our privilege to present our research titled Parental Involvement in School Children with Two Parents and One Parent Only and Their Academic Performance. On behalf of my co-authors, I am Chandelay G. Cabahar of Negros Oriental State University, Bayawan, Santa Catalina campus. So for the introduction, parental involvement is thought to have a positive impact on a child's academic performance. Salak and Florida 2022 and View et al. 2021. Parental involvement refers to the amount of participation parents have when it comes to the schooling of their children. That's according to Bartolome et al. 2017 on page 41. High-quality parenthood is derived primarily from parental responsibility. This kind of responsibility influences how parents behave towards their children, which is directed for the benefit of the latter. Snigolska 2017. As a result, it is needed a more systematic research to maximize the beneficial impacts of parents on their students' academic performance and future development. So currently, there are a lot of studies about engagement of parents in the education of their children. However, there is not much about comparing the status of children, whether they are having two parents or one parent only, and related to parental involvement and academic performance. So this study primarily aimed to investigate the parental involvement in 5th and 6th grade pupils' education in relation to having both parents living with them and one parent only. Specifically, this study sought to address the following research questions. First, what is the demographic profile of the pupils in 5th and 6th grade in terms of first age, second, sex, and third, number of parents at home? Second, what is the extent of parental involvement in children's education as perceived by the elementary pupils? Third, what is the academic results of 5th and 6th grade pupils as measured by their second quarter average grades? Fourth, is there a significant difference between the parental involvement in children's education when the respondents are sorted to their parents' presence? And fifth, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of the respondents when they are grouped according to their parents' presence? Sixth, is there a significant relationship between academic success and parental engagement? So finally, the findings of this research study would provide a clear comparison and correlation between the involvement of parents in their children's academic performance, and the study is expected to serve as a future reference for teachers and school administrators to initiate and enhance programs that could help improve the involvement of parents and strengthen the relationship present within the family. Methodology, research design. This study used a quantitative descriptive correlational design using a questionnaire for a survey. Participants. The total study participants comprised 72 elementary pupils, 31 grade 5 pupils, and 41 pupils of grade 6 of the said school. The researchers decided to get the total population of pupils having single parent and two parents in the said grade levels of the school. The respondents were chosen since they are expectedly literate for reading and comprehension and are capable to answer the survey questionnaire provided. Setting. This study was conducted at H. Bido Hordan Memorial Elementary School, Bayawan City, Philippines. This school has a total population of 353 pupils across all grade levels. Specifically, grade 5 had 38 pupils and 51 pupils for grade 6 two sections. The total number of teachers in the said school is 15, including the school head and the subject teachers. The school is located at Barangay Pagatban, Bayawan City, averaging 20 kilometers from the city proper. The school is chosen to be surveyed prior to the location of the researchers. For the research instrument, survey questionnaires are the data collection tool used by the researchers to obtain the necessary information. The researchers adopted the Parental Involvement Scale, PIS, by Kimaro and Makumo 2015. Parental Involvement Scale is a 10-item questionnaire. It is a 4-point Likert type scale, starting with strongly agree 4 to strongly disagree, which is 1. The researchers modified the questionnaire by using two PIS versions, one measuring interaction with mothers and other measuring interaction with fathers. The questionnaire can be completed in as little as 15 minutes on average. The goal of the survey is to assess how strong parental involvement there is in the respondents' schooling. Data gathering procedure. The researchers coordinated with the Department of Education Bayawan City Division. On April 14, 2023, the researchers collaborated with the school principal of H.B. Horgan Memorial Elementary School and have asked permission to conduct the study. Researchers then selected the grade 5 and 6 pupils as respondents of the study. Considering that the respondents aged below 18, researchers asked consent to parents through the pupils with a consent letter distributed on 17th of April. The researchers distributed the printed questionnaire on April 18, 2023. Researchers have read and explained each question, and the respondents answered all together. All participants were given enough time to answer and choose the best response to the questions. After completing the questionnaire, all respondents were informed in a debriefing that respondents' privacy were protected. All respondents were also thanked for their participation, so as the staff and the school. Researchers then collaborated with advisors and asked the second quarter grades of elementary pupils. Data analysis. The quantitative data for this study used inferential statistics to investigate and to compare the involvement of parents in their children's education, as well as the respondents' grades having a single parent and two parents. For the demographic profiles, the data was specifically analyzed using frequency counts and percentage distributions. For the variable of interest, t-test is used to determine the significant difference, and Pearson's product moment coefficient correlation, or R, to examine the relationship of academic performance and the parental involvement in children's education. Ethical considerations. The researchers ensured that the parents of the respondents have read and signed the consent. By providing the result as a whole and avoiding discussing specific responses that would identify the respondents, the confidentiality of the respondents' identities was preserved. The researchers made sure that no individual or group was harmed throughout the entire process. Finally, the researchers respected the respondents' withdrawal decisions during the whole course of the study, especially during the data collection phase. Even if they have already signed the consent form, no individual other than the research team have accessed the information provided by the respondents. All answers are stored in a protected database hosted at the research team office on the campus of Negros Oriental State University in Bayon, Santa Catalina. Any details that would contribute to the identification were highly anonymized. For the results, the finding of the study, using the different analytical tests, the findings suggest that regardless whether the children have two parents or one, it does not affect their academic performance. Also, children having both parents had higher parental involvement than those with children that had one parent. Finally, parental involvement has negative correlation with the academic performance of elementary pupils. The age, sex, and number of parental status of grades 5 and 6 elementary pupils was shown in Table 1. The 72 respondents of the study were mostly of 10 to 11 years old, consisting of 45 elementary pupils, wherein 25 pupils aged 12 to 13 and 2 pupils aged 14 to 15. 37 elementary pupils were female and 35 are male. The study comprised more female than male respondents. 47 pupils had both parents living with them, and 25 pupils had a single parent. This implies that most of the respondents are female, which ages 10 to 11 years old live with both parents. As can be gleaned from Table 2, it presents the extent of parental involvement based on the response of the pupils. The results reveal that mothers are more involved in their children's education by providing learning materials such as exercise books, pen, pencils, and textbooks with a mean of 3.62, and they are less involved in checking their students' exercise books regularly with a mean of 2.69. For fathers, they are more involved in encouraging students to work harder in school, 3.63, and they are less involved in checking the exercise books of their children regularly with a mean of 2.37. The result implies that fathers are more involved in the long-term goals of their children, but mothers are more involved in providing tangible supports and other direct processes for children's academic development. However, the study of Abraha 2022 suggested that schools may exert effort to engage parents in the teaching-learning process and make it as a priority because it is uneasy to expect good academic success from students without the participation of parents. The result presents the academic performance of grade 5 and 6 pupils based on their second quarter average grade, see Table 3. For children with both parents, 49% of the respondents get 84 to 89 average grades, while 23.4% of the pupils get 90 to 95. For children with one parent only, grades ranging 84 to 89 and 90 to 95 get the same frequency count, which is 44%, whereas 12% of the pupils get 78 to 83. The results strongly imply that children having one parent is not a determinant of having lower grades. In the same way, children with both parents living with them is not a basis for high academic achievement, just as Parental 2009 stated that there was no significant disparity in grade point average or GPA of students from two-parent families and those from single-parent households. As demonstrated in Table 4, the independent variables were tested using t-tests with a standard p-value of less than 0.05. It was revealed that both independent variables had no significant difference with p-value of 0.600, as it exceeded from the critical value. Additionally, the computed means of the two independent variables are distant from each other. Parental involvement with mean of 3.08 and parental structure with 3.42. This implies that there is no significant difference between parental involvement in children's education when the respondents are grouped according to their parents' presence at home. This idea is not supported by the finding of Mostacisa 2016, wherein science performance and the family structure relating to the head of the family has a positive correlation with each other. From the result of the study, see Table 5, it shows the result of t-test analysis with the two independent variables, namely academic performance and parental structure. The two independent variables have obtained 0.054 p-value, which in the same way still exceeded from the standard critical value of less than 0.05. These data have potential implications that there is no significant difference between the two independent variables. It is interesting that it agreed with the finding of Azuma et al. 2018 that revealed that there is no correlation between respondents' academic performance and the structure of the family they live with. Table 6 reveals the highlight of the study. In association with the relationship of parental involvement and academic performance, this study may be explained by the idea that parents' involvement is negatively correlated with the academic performance of elementary pupils. The study was determined to have no relationship in Pearson's product coefficient correlation or R with a p-value of 0.443 and yet surpassed the standard p-value less than 0.05. The results are consistent with the claim of Sakamoto 2021 and Albizu et al. 2022 that concluded that the student's parent involvement is not significantly related to their child's academic success. However, Attes 2021 argued that there was a positive relationship between parental participation and academic achievement, considerably in terms of subject matter, mathematics, science, reading comprehension, and language skills. For the summary, regardless whether the children has two parents or one, it does not affect their academic performance. Second, children having both parents have higher parental involvement than those with children that had one parent. Third, parental involvement has negative correlation with the academic performance of elementary pupils. And fourth, school children having one parent only is not a determinant of having lower grades. In the same way, children with both parents living with them is not a basis for high academic performance. The researchers have identified several practical recommendations such as considering qualitative and mixed method for exploring the involvement of parents in children's education based on the presence of parents at home. Second, utilizing a longitudinal survey questionnaire or a more specific categories of parental involvement. Parental involvement in teachers and parents' perceptions. For future researchers may include the grades per subject in relation to parental involvement, since this study was focused on analyzing the grade point average or GPA of the respondents. Next, the guardian's engagement as well as foster parents' participation in children's academic performance, especially those individuals working from afar yet still communicating through media-driven tools with their children. And the school should continue to encourage, raise the confidence, and support the needs of elementary pupils, especially children with special needs, since there is no significant relationship between parental engagement and academic success. To credit special thanks to the study respondents for generously sharing their time in completing the survey questionnaires, principal and staff of HP Hordan Memorial Elementary School, and to Bayon City Division personnel. Thank you.